Hey everybody, I know I said I was going to be back on Friday, like a month ago, but it is a Friday, the day that we're recording, and I'm back to make Huevos Habaneros. So Huevos Habaneros means eggs Havana style. It's usually done in about 8 egg portions. That's what you'll find on most recipe websites. Being that I can't eat 8 eggs at a time, I'm going to be making individual ones. They're going to be small, and I'm only making 2 today. Alright, so you may understand why we're going to be making a Cuban dish if you've heard about the news lately. I am not using onions, garlic, and pimientos in this dish. The reason for that is because some of the people in my house are allergic to onions and garlic, so I can't really use any of the kitchen utensils. And pimientos I'm leaving out because I'm not a huge fan of them. Let's get started. Okay, so we've got all of our peppers cut, and we also have our tomatoes. Note that you don't really have to have 2 different types of peppers, but variety is the spice of life, as they say. So we got our 2 peppers, and I'm going to heat this 9-inch pan. And I've got olive oil. You can, of course, use any other type of oil you want, but I favor olive oil. Okay, and I've also preheated a toaster oven at about 350 degrees. You can also do 375 degrees, kind of depends on what you're using. I feel like they're a lot more convenient than having regular toasters or just trying to use an oven, especially for people who are like living on their own or if you're just a couple. At this point is when you also add your onions and garlic. Probably you want to add those first, and you're going to wait until the onions are translucent. A lot of the smell kind of will have come off of them. You know, that kind of bitey onion scent that wafts into your nose and makes you cry. For the peppers, you really just want to wait until they're kind of losing a bit of the color. I know it doesn't make much sense, but you're going to be able to kind of smell them. It's like as they cook, the juice sort of releases from it. Alright, I'm going to add my tomatoes. Since it's a smaller amount, it took a little less time than like 10 or 15 minutes, but for a full pepper, or a full 2 peppers, you definitely want more time. And when you add the tomatoes is also when you would be wanting to add the pimientos. We're also going to be adding some wine. You can use sherry. I'm using white wine. Alright, so they've been going for a little bit. I'm also going to add the cumin now. You really don't want to add too much of this because it's quite spicy. Okay, so we've got it cooked. I don't want them to be too soft. I think it's going to be cooking a little bit more in the oven as well. So we're just going to put a little bit on the bottom. We are just going to crack 1 egg on the top. If you aren't as good at cracking eggs or not very confident with your egg cracking skills, you might want to crack it in a separate bowl and then just dump that on top of these. I'm a little bit more confident and I don't want to dirty another bowl, so I'm going to take a crack at this. Okay, and there seems to be no shell in sight. Honestly, you probably could fit another egg on the top if you wanted to, just so that the entire thing would be covered. And that is generally the idea of Huevos Habaneros. We are going to add a little bit of butter on the top. I'm going to just do like about a ½ teaspoon here. That'll melt and give a richness to it. I'm going to set it to 10 minutes, let that go, and we want to make sure that the egg white actually turns white. That's a better guarantee of when it's cooked. Definitely you just want to play it by ear since I'm messing up with the portions a little bit, and then we'll take it out and take a taste. Okay, so that took actually about 15 minutes. I think normally if you did the 2 eggs, you'd want to keep it in for around 25 minutes. Yeah, let's try this. So yeah, you might want to make it a little bit crispier. It's at the point where it's cooked and it's quite soft, and the flavor would be richer, of course, if you added onions and garlic, and also included the pimientos. Friday's main topic of discussion is going to be U.S.-Cuba relations, hence the Huevos Habaneros. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I know it wasn't perfect, but it's my first time making these, and I'll be making something else pretty new and hopefully current and relevant and also easy. So I'll see you guys on Friday.